Welcome back. In this episode of Who You Got, we are comparing two of the best power forwards in the modern NBA. We'll take a look at 2017 through 2018 Anthony Davis with the New Orleans Pelicans and 2003 to 2004 Kevin Garnett from arguably his best season with the Minnesota Timberwolves. There are many debates on who the best power forward in NBA history is, and Kevin Garnett's name is in that conversation. Anthony Davis must stay healthy and put in more work, but he certainly has the talent to one day be mentioned amongst the greats. Both players have great measurables for the position. AD towers at 6'10", 253 pounds, while Garnett is 6'11" and weighed about 240 pounds during his playing days. Many used to say KG was skinny while he was playing with the Timberwolves. He came into the league as a scrawny 19-year-old and grew into an absolute beast. He was the first person in more than 20 years to get into the league straight out of high school, being drafted 5th overall by the T-Wolves in the 1995 NBA draft. AD was only 2 years old at the time. Garnett was a versatile big who changed the power forward position to a certain degree. He was crafty off the dribble for his size and shifty with his back to basket. If he got the opportunity to finish at the rim and you were in the way, brace yourself. When KG dunked on someone, it was just straight disrespectful. What made him stand out even more were his defensive skills and, most of all, his intensity. He was a next-level rim protector and often kept the ball in play or snagged it right out of the air when contesting shots. He had decent range also for a big, which made him even more difficult to guard one-on-one. You can plainly see KG's influence on AD's game both at Kentucky and in the NBA. In high school, Davis was a point guard before he shot up to 6'10", growing 7 inches in 1 year. He may have outgrown the position, but he still had the skill set of a point guard. That gave him a major advantage compared to KG and any other big man. Davis still has great ball handling skills, and he is comfortable taking shots from a much wider range than KG did. So, if we take a deeper look into Anthony Davis's 2017 to 2018 season, he averaged a career high of 28.1 points per game that season, which ranked him second in the league only behind James Harden. He was ranked 5th in the league in rebounds per game with 11.1. Davis shot 53.4% from the field, 34% from the three-point line, and 82.8% from the free throw line. All stellar marks for a big man. That year was the second time in his career to be named to the All-NBA First Team, and he also earned a spot in the All-Defense Second Team. The Pelicans finished 6th in the Western Conference with a 48-34 record and swept the Portland Trail Blazers in the opening round before losing to the Golden State Warriors in 5 games. That was one of only 2 playoff appearances for Davis when he was with the Pelicans and the only time he won a series. Going back to KG's 2003 to 2004 season, the Big Ticket won the NBA MVP award that season, and the Timberwolves finished on the top of the Western Conference with a 58-24 record. That was the 8th consecutive year that Garnett led the Wolves to the playoffs and the first time they made it out of the first round. As a matter of fact, the Wolves went all the way to the Western Conference Finals, where they lost to the Los Angeles Lakers in 6 games. Kobe and Shaq were hitting on all cylinders back then, so that's definitely not a slight to KG. When it comes to KG's stats, he played all 82 games for Minnesota that season, something that AD has never done. In fact, playing 82 games in this era is rare. Garnett averaged a career-high 24.2 points per game, led the league with 13.9 rebounds per game, and also had 5 assists, 2.2 blocks, and 1.5 steals per game. Garnett shot 49.9% from the field, 25.6% from the three-point line, and 79.1% from the stripe. No wonder he ended up with the MVP trophy, also earning a spot in both the All-NBA First Team and All-Defense First Team. That has to be a historic season. So, if we compare the stats from both players, it is obvious that Davis was the better scorer. He averaged almost 4 more points per game, but more importantly, he had higher shooting percentages in every category. Yes, we can bring in the toughness of the defenses in both decades and the number of possessions, but that will not change these numbers, despite KG yelling soft while watching this. Garnett was the better passer, averaging more than twice as many assists as AD did. That season, Garnett had the best teammates in his 12-year tenure with the Wolves, with Sam Cassell and Latrell Sprewell on the roster. Davis also had a solid team with the Pels playing alongside Rajon Rondo, Drew Holiday, and DeMarcus Cousins. So he had legitimate options but was not so much into sharing the ball. Speaking on the defense, KG had almost 14 boards per game, 2.5 blocks, and 1.5 steals. AD was close in the blocks and steals columns, but not that close when it comes to rebounding. Okay, so let's leave the numbers aside and try to compare these two without any digits. If we really try to compare them, what is the first difference that comes to mind? Toughness, maybe. Well, KG was an absolute beast, challenging anybody on the defensive end, from point guards like Allen Iverson to bigs like Shaq. Although Kenyon Martin did not find KG's persona to be for real, but just an act. Garnett made a name for himself as one of the fiercest competitors and the most intense players in the league. Unlike him, Davis is often called soft as he spends a lot of his time sidelined with injuries that are often considered minor. However, that doesn't take anything away from AD's ability, who can do most of the things KG did, if not better. Davis is milder-mannered, a quiet assassin if you will, while KG preferred to bark, yell, and live rent-free in his opponent's head, sometimes tiptoeing the line of sportsmanship. Nonetheless, they were both double-double machines in their respective seasons and knew how to take over a game when needed, defensively or offensively. Starting both of their careers on subpar teams, they eventually had to go elsewhere to contend, which eventually got them both a ring. AD is hoping for another as the Lakers retool. KG was still in the league when AD arrived, but there were not many head-to-head matchups between the two. So KG did welcome Davis into the league with a couple of elbows and a little trash talk. But unfortunately, his game had largely diminished, so he couldn't give AD the business. The fact is, Davis and Garnett are top players in the league in their prime, and both will go down as one of the best power forwards in NBA history. Garnett crafted a Hall of Fame career, and Davis is leaving his mark as well. So, who you got in this one? That'll do it for this video. Chime in below with your thoughts on this matchup. Let us know who you got and why. And so you don't miss any future videos, hit that like, subscribe, and be down with OTB. Catch you on the next one.